Picture this. It's 1928, and a Scottish bacteriologist goes on holiday without cleaning up his lab. No dramatic eureka moment, no grand experiment. Just a messy desk, a forgotten petri dish, and a blob of mold that, by sheer accident, changed the outcome of the deadliest conflicts in human history. Buckle up. This is the story of the dirtiest desk that ever saved the world, and the terrifying question of what happens if it doesn't. On September 28, 1928, Alexander Fleming's slovenliness led him to stumble upon penicillin. He'd left his London lab for a 2-week holiday without cleaning up. When he returned, he found a stack of petri dishes smeared with Staphylococcus bacteria, and one had a strange mold growing on it that had killed the staff. A lesser scientist tosses it in the bin. Fleming didn't. A Penicillium spore had drifted in, through a window, up a stairwell nobody knows, and the ambient temperature during his absence let both the bacteria and the mold grow together. In an incubator, only the bacteria would have survived. The whole thing was a cosmic accident stacked on a vacation stacked on a messy lab. But here's the twist nobody talks about enough. The discovery sat doing almost nothing for over a decade. Penicillin languished in laboratories until World War II forced the issue. British military officials saw its potential, but lacked the resources to produce it at scale. In 1941, they turned to U.S. pharmaceutical companies, who developed deep tank fermentation to mass produce the drug. That mass production arrived just in time. In advance of the Normandy invasion in 1944, scientists prepared 2.3 million doses. Men who would have died from infected wounds in any previous war were now surviving. During World War I, the death rate from bacterial pneumonia was 18%. In World War II, it fell to under 1%. That's not a statistic, that's thousands of lives per campaign, per year, per theater of war. Now here's where we flip the lens. What if Fleming cleans his desk? What if he's having a good day, tidies up before his holiday, and the petri dish goes in the bin? No mold, no discovery, no penicillin. What does World War II look like? First, the battlefield death toll explodes. Penicillin reduced mortality from bacterial infections among wounded soldiers by an estimated 15%, prevented amputations, and returned men to the front faster. Remove it, and you don't just lose the men who died of infection, you lose the men who went back to hold defensive lines, who turned the tide at critical moments. In a war decided by margins, that matters enormously. The real nightmare plays out in the Pacific. Operation Downfall, the proposed Allied invasion of the Japanese home islands, was cancelled when Japan surrendered after the atomic bombings. Without the bomb, without a quick end, the invasion goes ahead. Casualty estimates ranged from hundreds of thousands to over 1 million on the Allied side, and up to 10 million Japanese dead. One study put U.S. fatalities alone at 400, 0 to 800, 0. Now add a world with no penicillin to those numbers. Soldiers landing on the beaches of Kyushu with no antibiotic protection. Wounded men dying of sepsis in field hospitals that have no miracle drug. The war doesn't just last longer, it becomes a meat grinder of almost incomprehensible scale. Between 70 and 85 million people died in World War II. In a world without penicillin, historians would be arguing over a number far worse than that. And the ripple effects don't stop at 1945. Penicillin is estimated to have saved 500 million lives since its discovery, and it remains a cornerstone of modern medicine. Remove it from the timeline, and you lose the entire antibiotic revolution. Pneumonia, sepsis, infected wounds, conditions we now consider survivable, stay death sentences well into the second half of the 20th century. The world you're living in right now was shaped by one grubby petri dish. Fleming, Howard Florey, and Ernst Boris Chain accepted the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1945. The same year, the war ended. 2 events, 1 year. More connected than most people ever realize. So the next time someone tells you history is made by great men with great plans, remember a Scottish bacteriologist who forgot to do the washing up. The most world-altering breakthrough of the 20th century didn't happen in a boardroom or a war room. It happened because someone went on holiday, left a mess behind, and had the curiosity to look at it when he got back. If accidental, overlooked, genuinely world-altering history is your thing, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. There are 1,000 more moments just like this one hiding in the footnotes, and we are coming for every single one of them.